All praise to the creator and sustainer of all blessings on those who are in danger, those who are being hurt throughout the earth. Bless you for your subscriptions, your support, and your comments. Please continue to watch and encourage others to check out my videos, comment when applicable, and also ask them to tell others about the channel if you think it will be helpful to them. Hello, it is Saturday, July 13th, 2024, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Welcome to Church Talk Unlimited with James Paul Berry. Today, we're going to start a conversation about a very controversial subject, reparations. Reparate means to repair. So we're talking about no racial reparations, but truthful constitutional reparations. That is, no reparations based on skin color. Why not? Because everybody who has similar skin color are not the same people. Everybody who has the same skin color are not people who are descendants of slaves. And quite possibly none of us are in terms of being brought or forced to be brought to America. Just recently, Dr. Henry Louis Gates Sr., I believe, was on an interview with former Black Panther Party member Angela Davis, who is now a professor, former professor at Berkeley. I can't remember the college that she's at now, but she's now a professor of, I think, African American studies. And because of historical documentations and possibly, if I'm not mistaken, some genetic information, that her family were part of those who came over on the Mayflower and quite possibly owned slaves. No racial reparations, but truthful constitutional reparations. People who have been mistreated in any way, and that mistreatment was overlooked or shoved aside by the U.S. government. Definitely those people, for their losses, for their pain, they should receive reparations, but not everybody who looks like me. Jesus in the Bible said, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, glorify your Father in heaven." Jesus talked about God in heaven with all power in the Bible. In the Quran, Muhammad talked about Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. There are millions of us who use these two books in a million different ways if we choose to. And I'm talking especially to Americans, not illegal people, not people here on visas and other documentation, but people who are born American, not people who came across the border illegally and then had a baby, but now people who were born in America. I'm talking to those people. We're not going to agree totally on these two books, but I believe that maybe we can agree on our Constitution. The U.S. Constitution of America. I encourage every American citizen to read the U.S. Constitution of America. Read it, study it, learn it, get to know it. No racial reparations, but constitutional reparations. Look at the Constitution and see if constitutional rights have been violated, and then take care of it. Of the people, for the people, by the people. Congress makes sure it's taken care of, but not because of the color of my skin. I want to read something. I want to read a quote, and I want you to just think about this quote. It is, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore." That sounds good, doesn't it? That is not American law. That is not constitutional law. You know what that is? That is a statement engraved on the Statue of Liberty. And quite often we have a habit of quoting that quote. But that quote has nothing to do with the Constitution of the United States of America. That quote was put on by France, I suppose, who gave us that statue, but that is not what we live by. America is made up of 50 states plus some islands who agreed to have a republic. And that republic is to be governed by the Constitution of the United States of America. Who am I? I am a brown-skinned American. I'd like to read now the preamble to the U.S. Constitution of America, this sort of introduction to the Constitution. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Now that's our law. That's part of our law. That our government, and I know that we say that this was not intended for us, but do you know that there were some people who looked like us who had a lot to do with the Constitution of the United States of America, that everybody was not slaves? We, the people, the government, based on the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, is supposed to protect the people of America. Not talking about give me your tired and your poor. No, the U.S. government is supposed to help to form a more perfect union among Americans. Not to ask for the huddled masses of some other continent or country, but to establish justice for Americans, to ensure domestic tranquility for Americans, to provide for the common defense and not allow our enemies to cross that border illegally. We just witnessed shortly that former President Donald Trump quite possibly was shot, quite possibly attempted to be assassinated That's what the United States is supposed to be doing, government, protecting American citizens, promoting the general welfare. Stop trying to make people feel bad about welfare. The government is the biggest welfare recipient of all because it lives off of the taxes of the American people. Promote the general welfare, the things that I talk about all the time on this channel: food, water, clothing, housing. We've got veterans on the streets who have fought in wars, who need medical attention, mental health attention, but they're not getting it. They're living out here under bridges on cardboard boxes, and illegal migrants are coming here living in luxury hotels, getting debit cards. Our government is supposed to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We're supposed to be making things better for our children, first for ourselves, our children, and our grandchildren, and those people who work for the government who have taken this oath. Your job is to do, ordain, and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. Every time you and I buy a driver's license, a fishing license, we pay our property taxes. When we buy different products and we pay sales taxes and so on, we are providing income to sustain the U.S. government. And one more time, the U.S. government is supposed to be helping Americans to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense of Americans, promote the general welfare of Americans, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves, Americans, and our posterity, children of Americans. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Am I trying to make the Constitution more powerful or better than the Bible or the Quran? No, I'm not. But I'm saying that U.S. Constitution of America is our legal compass, the way we're supposed to move about in America legally, the way I'm supposed to respect you legally, and you respect me legally. I had to talk about this because there are some people just trying to get a check. But you know, by what I've said through taxes, when checks are paid, they're not free. We are paying these lawsuits when someone sues the city or sues the state. The taxpayers are paying this. I'm asking people, go back and take a look at who we are. And instead of all of this COVID testing, let's test ourselves genetically and see who we are. Go back to the old ways. Look at our Constitution. We're not perfect, but we have the best Constitution, I think, in the world. Let's go back and use it and stop coming up with these ideas in our own heads and deal with things that are set in order to help all of us to form a more perfect union. We can use this model in every organization. And since I'm a church person, especially in our church, help our own people. Forget about Africa and other places. Help your own people who have helped you to get to where you are in your history. God bless you all for being here. Thank you for your time, your attention, your prayers, your hopes and dreams for me and mine. Please continue to pray for me, and please continue to pray for the family. Fight for the family. Fight for the men to be respected so that they can lead the family, protect the family, earn for the family. Until next time, I wish you all that you need and some of what you want. Thank you so much, Sister Rios. Brother Barry, thank you all for being here. Yes, indeed, we have to do more to understand who we are and where we are. We don't have to go down like a bunch of idiots. I still believe in Almighty God, and I believe God is able to do all things. Nothing is impossible. But we need to change. Until next time, God bless you.